Hello traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Wednesday, July 12th, and welcome to today's live stream. Thanks for coming. I appreciate the support. Definitely like and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, and if you have not done so already, definitely join my free Discord channel. It's 100% free to join. No obligations to ever pay a dime if you do not want to. The link for that is in the chat and in the description. So today is kind of a special live stream because today is packed full of news. I mean, really, honestly, at 1:30 we have the U.S. CPI inflation rate for the U.S. and then we also have the Canadian news coming out at 3, so there's probably not going to be, I probably won't be live streaming at that time, but we're definitely going to look at the Canadian pairs also and see if we can figure out what the most likely thing to happen at that news is going to be today. So we definitely want to pay attention. This is a very important news for the dollar, and this is a very important news for the Canadian pairs, especially this press conference, which the press conference is at 4 p.m., and that's when the market usually decides whether it's actually going to make a move for the day or not, or what direction it's actually going to move in. But today, right now, we are definitely focused on the US dollar CPI news. Definitely the highlight of the week for sure. So as usual, let's start off with DXY US dollar analysis, do a full top down all the way from the monthly down to the 1 hour time frame. Then we're going to apply all that information to all the other US dollar pairs that we learned from analyzing the US dollar index. And it is a news day, so we're definitely going to see if we can figure out what's going to happen at the news. So anyways, let's get started with the DXY monthly time frame. I still believe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. I still believe this is a 3-wave correction for the B. I still believe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. I do see that price definitely respected these Fibonacci levels, made a nice impulsive move to the downside. We have not had a clear break of structure yet. I mean, it definitely did break structure, but it hasn't broken and held below structure yet, so we can't really say 100% that this wave C is over. If this does make a big move down today and it ends up closing at the end of the month down, then I would say that this is almost for sure the end of a correction and the continuation of the downtrend. So let's take it down to the weekly time frame, head back to the US dollar index. On the weekly time frame, I think it's very, very clear that this is a downtrend for the 1. I could be a wave A, but I think it's a 1. I think this is an ABC right here for the wave 2. It could be a wave B, but I do believe it is a wave 2. And if that really is the end of a correction right at the 38% Fibonacci level, which it does look like it is, then this is actually in a downtrend, and it's just going to keep on making lower lows, lower highs, all part of a wave 3. Now, like I said, it could be a wave C, but even if it is a wave C would probably end up looking something like that. So even a wave C has got a lot of downside potential, especially on the shorter time frames. So heading down to the daily time frame. Now, one thing we do have to realize is we are sitting on this trend line. We definitely got a very clear like wedge going on right here, a little bit of a triangle. I still think that this is an uptrend though for wave A. I still think this is an A, B, C, or B. I still think this is an uptrend for the C. This move down to me looks like a trend, which tells me that most likely this is a 1. This move up definitely made 3 waves, even though the wave C is a little bit of a lower high. I think that tells me that this is an ABC of 2, and I think that the trend is down. Even if the news today does cause the dollar to go up, I think it's most likely just going to be a correction, and I think it's most likely just going to keep on trending down. So we've had a lot of movement pre-news over the last couple of days, so we do have to see what we think is going to happen. I mean, really, it looks like almost looks better on the DXY too for once. Also, is one thing I do have to realize is that DXY actually has a much clearer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and ABC to the upside, an impulsive down, a smaller ABC, and then bam, a continuation of the downtrend. So to me, it looks pretty clear that the dollar is going down, and that it really, like I've been saying, even if the dollar does decide to go up, which I don't really think it's going to, it's probably just going to be a correction to this last wave down. I think that it's more likely the dollar is probably going to end up going down, but I also see the possibility that maybe it goes up and makes a correction over the next couple of days and then goes down maybe tomorrow or something. It definitely looks very possible, especially looking at some of these dollar pairs, looking at correlated pairs. So today's news is a little tricky, I think, because the fact that we looks like we have the end of a wave C on the longer time frames. We don't have any break of structure to the upside, so the trend is definitely still down. Really, we should be looking for sorts in a downtrend, at least until we get a break of structure. So to me, this move up looks more like a trend also, and we're about to have news, so either this is just going to keep going up, or maybe it really is a crutch into this last wave down, which is kind of what I'm thinking, and maybe the news is just going to cause it to go down. I think what's going to happen at the news today is it's probably going to cause a spike. It's probably going to go up, trap all the buyers, and then probably kind of drift around, and then eventually end up continuing the downtrend. So one thing we have to see too is they're actually predicting inflation to be down to 3.1 from 4.0, so they're definitely getting a lot closer to that 2.0 that Powell has been talking about for about a year and a half now, that he wants inflation to get back to 2.0. So if inflation really does come back at 3.1, then they probably are not going to end up raising interest rates at the next interest rate, FOMC, which comes up in a couple weeks, I believe. So let's look at these other dollar pairs, see if we can figure out what's going on. We'll go up to the daily time frame. We got about 25 minutes until the news comes out, so like I said, today is definitely really high priority for the dollar, figuring out what the dollar is most likely to do. So looking at the euro dollar, it definitely looks to me like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a 1. It looks like a crescent right here, like a wave 2. I still think this is a wave 3, but I do see the possibility that it makes a bigger crescent, but I still think even if it does go down, it's just going to be a crescent to the uptrend, and it will end up continuing back up. So going down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame is where you can see this uptrend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got an A, B, C, D, E. We definitely got an impulsive move up. It's been making higher highs, higher lows ever since. Now, the reason why I say this news is a little bit tricky is because it's been trending up pretty much all week, right up until ever since last Friday or so. It's been trending up really nicely, and that would kind of make you think that the dollar would actually go up and this would actually go down to make a bigger crescent before it actually goes up. But the thing is that we definitely have not broken any structure to the downside. So for me, I am only looking for longs on the euro dollar. So even if it does go down, I'm not going to be looking for shorts because the trend is definitely up. So I think that what's more likely to happen is it probably will go down. It's probably going to be like a bear trap, and then it will end up drifting back up. Probably going to end up trapping people into short positions. Going down to the 1-hour time frame. Now on the 1 hour, I definitely see the possibility that this is a crescent to this last move up. We are sitting at the 38%. The trend is definitely up on all the higher time frames. The most logical thing to happen is that this is going to go up. Now, for some reason, looking at the longer time frames, I do have a feeling that they are going to try to drive price down, probably end up stopping people out, maybe even go all the way down to like the 78%, and then maybe, later on today or something, they'll end up drifting up. Everybody that went short at the news will probably end up getting trapped into a bad trade and end up losing money over it. Now, if I was just looking at the pattern and this was just a normal day, then I would say this is an ABC crescent. I would say if it makes an impulsive move up, then it's going to end the crescent and end up continuing the uptrend. What if it breaks the structure on the... Yeah, it kind of looks like it'd be a wave. Well, wave 2 of wave 3 is kind of what I would say, because I think we're already in a wave 3. I think this is a 1, 2, and this is a wave 3. So if it does break structure down, then it probably is like a 1 of 3, a 2 of 3, and then goes up for a 3 of 3 later on, maybe later on in the week or next week or something. It really seems like the most logical thing to happen is that the euro dollar is just going to keep on trending up. Now let's go down and look at the pound dollar. Now the pound dollar is very, very similar to the euro dollar because it has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still think it looks like a 1. I still think it already looks like it has a complete wave 2. And I still believe that it looks like it has a wave 3 that we're currently in. So I believe that anything that we see to the downside is just going to be a crescent to the uptrend. So keep that in mind as we go down. Now look at this last leg on the pound dollar. Look how strong and big that last leg is. I would almost guarantee that tells us that anything moves that we see are just going to be crescents to this last move up. And even if the pound dollar does go down, it's probably just going to be a crescent, and probably later on it will just keep on trending up. So 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame, I think it's pretty clear that this sets an uptrend right here is over. So really probably the best thing to do for us at this point is to put our Fibonacci retracement, measuring this last wave up. And probably what's going to happen today, I have a feeling that today is going to be a wicked stop hunt day. I think they're going to be stopping, looking for people's stops, maybe to the buy side and the sell side. I just have a feeling that the first initial move, whether it's up or down, is going to be a spike reversal. It kind of seems like it needs to go make some sort of a proper ABC correction before it actually ends up continuing the uptrend. But it looks to me on the longer time frames that this move down is part of a correction. It looks like a wave A, which kind of makes you wonder if it's going to go up and then down and then maybe later on back up, end up doing something like this. ABC, go down to a lower Fibonacci and then end up continuing the uptrend. So I still think the trend is up. I don't think the news is going to change that. It just seems to me like they're most likely going to end up trying to do some sort of stop hunt today. Now, the Aussie, looking at the Aussie, I would almost think that the Aussie would go down. And I don't think I would be looking for longs on the Aussie, but if the dollar does go up, then the Aussie may end up being a good shorting opportunity. I definitely could see the possibility of this being a wave A and this being a wave B and this going down again for a wave C, and then later on, going up for the continuation of the uptrend, ending at wave 2 and going up for a wave 3. That definitely does look very possible on the Aussie and on the Kiwi. Same thing. So if you do want to try to, if the dollar does go up and you want to try to sort something, these are probably the two that I would choose, either the Aussie or the Kiwi, to go sort on. Because this move down right here, I could picture this being an ABC correction, but really it looks more like a trend. This move up is definitely looking very corrective. Makes me wonder if it really is a B, and it makes me wonder if this is actually going to go down to make a wave C, and then later on, maybe in a day or two, end up continuing the uptrend. But if I believe that the dollar is going to keep going down, which I do still think that that's more likely, and the fact that this has not broken any structure to the downside still makes me think that we're in an uptrend, and still makes me think that it's more likely to just keep on going up, and this is just overlapping because of how weak the Aussie has been. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, very impulsive move to the upside. Kind of the same thing on this as the other pairs. We really should have a Fibonacci retracement measuring this last move up. And really, we should be looking for longs in an uptrend still. To me, it looks like a trend, which a lot of these look like a trend. Like the pound dollar looks like a trend also. Now, maybe this is going to be a motive wave correction. Maybe it just ends up continuing the uptrend. Kind of hard to tell. Like I said, I think that it's most likely going to be a correction to this last move up. It looks like it should go up and make a B, and then down to make a C, and then back up to make a proper ABC correction. What's the Kiwi look like? Kiwi is pretty similar to that, just a little bit of a different shape. Let's look at the daily time frame. Now, the Kiwi is very, very correlated with the Aussie. To me, this looks like an uptrend, just like the other pairs, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like it already completed a downtrend for the correction, but there's definitely a possibility that this could be like an A, and this could be a wave B, just like the Aussie kind of looks like, and it could go down and make a C and then end up going back up, and it would be like a 1, 2 and then go up for a wave 3. I could definitely see that being possible on the higher time frames, which is why I feel like today's news is a little bit too mixed for me. There's not enough there's not enough clarity on the dollar for me to really be too confident about one direction or the other. On the higher time frames, I'm very confident, but these shorter time frames, this move up looks kind of like a correction to me. It almost looks like it wants to go down, and maybe this is over here like a irregular looking A and like a B, and then it makes a C. But the Aussie and the Kiwi are pretty much the only ones that make me think that. All the other dollar pairs make me think that the dollar is going down and that this is going to go up. So this very easily could make a higher low and end up continuing the uptrend. Now, like I was saying before, I think the Aussie and the Kiwi would not be my choice if I was trying to go long. I would probably choose, the Euro Pound, maybe the Canadian Swiss short or something like that. Not really sure that I would choose the Aussie or the Kiwi to try to go long on. Maybe if I was looking for shorts, I would definitely be trying to go short. To me, it looks like one big downtrend. If anything, it kind of looks like it's, in a move to the downside. It has not broken any structure to the downside. So just like the other ones, we could probably put our Fibonacci retracement on here and see where we're at when it comes to Fibonacci retracement. We're already at the 78% Fibonacci, so it could possibly be a motive wave correction. And maybe the news comes out and it just ends up continuing the uptrend. We're just going to have to wait and see, I guess. Like I said, we got a little bit of mixed signals. The Aussie and the Kiwi kind of make me think it's going down. All the other ones kind of make me think that they're going up. So we definitely have a little bit of mixed signals going on here. Now, looking at the US dollar Canadian, this is another one that I think is going down. This to me looks like a downtrend. It looks like a wave 3, like a 1 of 3. It looks like it already ended an ABC correction for like a 2 of 3. It looks like it's already going down for a wave 3 of 3. So let's take that down to a sort of time frame, to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, I mean, I definitely do see 3 ways down right now, but it looks to me like I need to trust this ABC correction. That looks like a very clear 3-way pattern, unless this turns into like a, like a WX and then it goes up and makes a wave Y, which I definitely wouldn't be surprised if it did. And then maybe later on it ends up, in a couple days ends up continuing the downtrend. So I could possibly picture that one going up. But when you go down to the shorter time frames, it really looks like it's making a correction to this last move down. It really looks like the news is going to come out and this is going to keep on trending down. Yeah, WXY on the US dollar Canadian does seem very, very likely, honestly. Yana, definitely. So let's go to the US dollar Swiss, see what that one looks like. The US dollar Swiss has been very weak to the downside because of the Swiss strength. I can't really picture this one making much of a move up. I mean, maybe it's going to go up and make a correction to this last wave down, but it seems to me like it's more likely to just keep on trending down. It looks like we have a 1, 2, and 3, and this is just going to keep on going down. That doesn't mean that it might not go up and make a correction on the sort of time frames, but right now it really looks like the trend is down. I definitely see a series of lower lows, lower highs. I don't really see any reason as of now to think the downtrend is over. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if the dollar did make a move up, but even if it does make a move up, it kind of seems like it's just going to end up being a correction, and maybe in a day or two it will end a correction and end up continuing the downtrend. So going down to the 1-hour time frame, we're definitely in a pullback right now. It's just the question is this going to be like a little correction and is this going to keep on going down, or is this going to actually end up making a move to the upside, like for like a wave A or something like that? Definitely, like I said, there's a lot of mixed signals today. Usually we can go through the news and figure it out pretty easily, but the problem is today that, the Aussie and the Kiwi are telling us one thing, the Euro Pound's telling us something else. We got a lot of mixed signals today between the pairs. The US dollar yen is telling us a completely different story too, because the yen is driving this pair. I think this looks like a big ABC correction. We went right up to the 138% Fibonacci extension of wave A, projected off the bottom of ABC or B. We made a very, very impulsive move to the downside. It does kind of seem like this one would be due for a correction, like maybe even like a 1 and a 2, and then later on, maybe in a couple days or a week or something, go down for the wave 3. So it would kind of make a lot of sense for the dollar to go up and this US dollar yen to go up. I honestly, hey Menu, how's it going? I honestly think that's kind of what I'm doing today, is probably just going to sit back and watch. I do almost always trade the news, but today there's too many mixed signals. Everything's telling me a different story. A lot of things are telling me that it looks like it's going down. Some things look like it's going up. I think it might be a good day just to sit back and watch. I mean, it's been a really, really good week for trend traders anyways. So, I mean, there's no signs of this downtrend being over, but the fact that we got news coming out does kind of make me think that it might end up making a move to the upside, and it might end up being like an ABC correction and then end up going back down. So, but a lot of the pattern that we're seeing on this right now is caused by the yen. It's not really so much the dollar. I mean, the dollar definitely has been going down, but the yen is very strong right now. So, anyways, going down to the sort of time frames, I definitely see the little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. I definitely see a break of structure. I think that it might even be more likely that this is going to go up and make an A, maybe make a B, maybe go up and make a C, and then later on in a couple of days end the correction and continue the downtrend. So let's see, what does gold tell us? Gold has been a mess for quite some time, ever since probably, God, even probably back further than that, pretty much like June 23rd or something. It's just been in one big consolidating mess. Just one big old channel. Not really doing a whole lot, just kind of bouncing around in there. I still believe that it's going to end the correction, but the way it's been going up definitely gives you some doubts about that. It looks like an A, it looks like a B, and it looks like a C. It definitely turned it to 61.8. It did break structure, but it has not held above structure. It looks like it's trying to reject structure. It almost makes you think that it could go down again, which it definitely could. I still am holding to my story that this is potentially the end of a correction and that it potentially is going to end up continuing the uptrend. But, the market may have different ideas. And if it does, whatever, we'll just keep trading with the flow. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, this is the structure level that we've been waiting for a break. And yes, it did break structure twice already, but every time it breaks structure, it rejects it. It breaks structure and rejects it. So we have to see what the news does. I mean, if the news causes it to go up and it holds above structure, then at that point I would definitely start looking for longs over the coming days and the coming weeks. But right now we have a couple possibilities. We have that this is either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a wave 1 or a wave A. I don't know whether it's a wave 1 or wave A. We definitely have 3 waves down. Looks like it could be a wave B or a wave 2. To me, this still looks like it's trying to make an uptrend. It definitely could be a wave C. I mean, I do see 5 waves there. If it is a wave C, then today's news may just cause it to keep on going down. If it's a wave 3, which is what I've been saying that it is, then it's going to probably make another higher low, another higher low. It's probably going to finally break this structure, confirming that the downtrend is over. And at that point, like I said, I would definitely start looking for longs over the next coming weeks for the continuation of the uptrend. So let's take it down to the 1 hour. I mean, really, on the 1 hour, we should probably have a Fibonacci retracement measuring this last move up. We are sitting right at the 61.8% Fibonacci, so that's kind of a good place for us to end the correction. It looks like a trend, though. That's the problem I'm having. It looks like a trend. If it looked like a correction like this, pre-news, then I would be way more likely to say, yes, this is going up. Yeah, right. It kind of does seem like it could be a 1 of 3, definitely. Maybe it is a 1 of 3, Yana, and now it's going to go down and make like a 2, and then it's going to go up and make a wave 3. That definitely could be possible for sure. Like I said, I see so many different possibilities on the dollar today. Let's see if we can get some clues about some of these other ones. Let's go to the daily. Wow, that's already been going down strong, and that looks like an ABC correction. That really looks like an ABC correction. That makes me think that the dollar is going to go down, but that doesn't mean it's not going to have a pullback along the way. What's about the Singapore dollar? Yeah, the Singapore dollar really looks like an A to me. It looks like an A, looks like a B, maybe even a C and a D and an E. It really looks like it's going down, and it looks like it should continue to go down. How about this NOK one? Yeah, I know. Look at this one. It looks like a 1, 2, and we're in a wave 3. It looks like it needs to just keep on trending down. So I don't know. The more I look at things, the more I think that the dollar is going down, and it probably is not finished going down. And I kind of wonder if today's news is going to cause a correction. I mean, it doesn't really seem like CPI would be the news event to cause a correction, but it definitely could, I guess. So what do we got for time? We got about 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Let's see if the stock market, while we're waiting, see if the stock market can give us any clues, because if the stock market looks like it's about to go up, which it is going up, then the dollar is probably just going to keep on going down. So we definitely have a little bit of mixed signals. The stock market looks like it's going up, and it looks like it's still in a wave 3. It doesn't look like it's finished yet. So let's see. Let's take it down a little bit. Look at that. That was a really nice correction right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. A, B, C, 61.8. Looks like a 1, 2, 3. Seems like the stock market needs to keep going up. It doesn't seem like it's finished with its uptrend. 1 hour time frame. Yeah, that was a very clear correction. Look at that. Nice downtrend, wave A. 1, 2, 3 waves up. Even the stock market makes nice Elliott wave patterns. 1, 2, 3 waves down. 61.8. Wow. Maybe this is going to be like Yana was saying. Maybe it's a 1, and this is going to go down and make a 2 over the coming days, and then go back up and make a 3. That would kind of make a lot of sense because we're already way like overbought on these things. Pretty much any indicator that you would throw on this chart would tell you the price is overbought, which does kind of make you think that it's going to go down to make like a maybe like a wave 2 and then later on go up for a wave 3. And if that's the case, then the dollar would probably end up doing something very, very similar. And the dollar would probably end up going up to make a correction also, like an A, and then eventually make a B, and then probably go up and make a C, and then back down. Definitely not the clearest day, that's for sure. Just go with the flow, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So that's all we can really do is just go with the flow. I'm always gonna trust the longer time frames more than the shorter time frames, and the longer time frames tells me that we're in a downtrend that most likely is not over. It may end up going up, but it's probably just gonna be a correction. Euro dollar, same thing. It looks like we're in an uptrend that is not over yet, so I'm still very bullish on all these pairs. Pound dollar didn't respect the 50%. It looks like it's in an uptrend. It looks like it should just keep on trending up. Yeah, I don't really think I'm too convinced today that I really want to trade today's news. I actually am in a dollar pair right now that I've been in for quite some time, since yesterday, but I might end up getting out before the news comes out. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely not really feeling it. It doesn't look like any of these things don't really look that clear. Now, when you look at the Aussie makes me think that this is like a wave B and it's going to go down for a C. And then it's going to go up for a 3. The Kiwi makes me think the same thing. That this is like an A, B, C, and then back up for like the 3. 1, 2, 3. So maybe we do need to listen to these Aussie-Kiwi pairs. I could see something like that happening on this one too, especially like Yana said. You definitely see 3 waves up right here. That could be a W. This could be a X. I think Yana might have hit this on the head on this one. This could be a Y. And then later on ends up going back down. I don't know. I think that FOMC is in a couple weeks for the dollar, I think. It's not next week. I think it's coming up soon now. Right here. July 26th. So it's 2 weeks from now. July 26th is the federal funds rate. So 2 weeks from now, what would this look like if it went up and did this for the next 2 weeks? July 26th, that's probably too much. July 26th is right here. So maybe it ends up doing a SOPA correction and then back down. How about the US dollar Swiss? I don't know about that one. I don't think I'd be trying to go long on this, but I definitely could picture a correction coming for maybe a week or two. And the US dollar yen really looks like it needs to make a correction, but I mean, I don't think I'd be trying to go long on this one either, honestly. Very, very short to the downside. And gold, we all know the gold story is that it's pretty much been in a channel for about 3 weeks now. It looks like it needs to go up. I still think it needs to go up, but we'll see. The way that it's been going up does not look like a trend. This is not really the shape of a trend. A trend looks like this. A correction looks like this. This picture right here looks more like this picture right here. So we definitely might be getting a correction, and we might be getting ready to make another move down. What do we got for time? We got about a minute and a half until the news comes out. So, if you're in any trades, definitely make sure that you're paying attention to your risk management. As always, risk management is extremely important if you trade around the news. And sometimes you can get some slippage on the news too. So even if you have a stop loss, sometimes price can actually shoot right past your stop loss. And you could even end up getting a bigger loss than you were expecting. So make sure you have a stop loss in. Make sure you're prepared. And if you're not feeling comfortable with the news, I would suggest not trading it. If anybody is interested in getting a little more help with their trading, my link for my Patreon page is also in the chat and in the description. It comes with a trading course, comes with educational information, members forecast every single day before the London session. So definitely check that out if you're interested. It comes with my full trading course, 7.5 hours of videos. So let's see, we got 30 seconds until the news comes out. What do I want to do with my trades? I haven't really decided, honestly. I think I'm just gonna leave it because I'm in a little bit of profit. So worst case scenario, it's gonna be a tiny loss. So I don't really think it's worth messing with. Let's see what happens, I guess. Let's go down to the solar time frames. Let's go all the way down to like the 15-minute time frame and see what happens here. Right now, it definitely looks like the dollar wants to go down, but I don't know. I'm not trusting it. Oh, dollar down, dollar down. Don't trade against the trend. I guess that's the rule for today. Don't trade against the trend. Look at that. Could be a spike reversal, but it's definitely not looking like it. Wow, yeah. That's definitely the rule for the key for today. Don't trade against the trend. Look at that. I pretty much had a really good idea that's what was going to happen today, so. I mean, it was definitely not that clear, I definitely will admit, but it was very clear that we were already in a downtrend for sure, so that part was definitely very clear. So, just managing my own trades a little bit here. So, yeah, dollar back down. Never trade against a trend. Look at gold is finally breaking up. Awesome. Nice. That's good. Finally, we got some clear direction, I think, finally. That's good. Real good. Awesome. So we have to be a little bit careful because a lot of times on these big news events you will get a spike reversal, and sometimes the market will just turn right back down and get you. So we do have to be a little bit on the cautious side. It definitely could end up being a spike reversal. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. What ended up happening with the news was inflation. Look, inflation's down to 3.0. Wow. Powell is I don't think Powell's going to raise interest rates. I would almost guarantee Powell's not going to be raising interest rates. Wow, look at this. Thing's like glitzing. It's like so many people trying to check the news right now. The thing is like all glitzed right out. Wow, better leave that alone. Yeah. The trend is our friend once again. Look at that. It's breaking out of the triangle. I would say it's pretty damn clear that we're in a wave 3 right now. Yeah. I don't know, Menu. I mean, yeah, you definitely want to wait for some confirmation, but I think it's pretty clear that we're in a wave 3 on all the dollar pairs. 1, 2, 3. And it's just going to keep on going. The trend is our friend for sure. Look at the euro dollar. 1, 2, 3. I mean, honestly, I had some doubts about it just because of the fact that we were already moving. But I mean, I knew we were in an uptrend. I just thought maybe it would make a correction first. Look at the Aussie dollar. Wow, that's going into a wave 3 for sure. I would definitely spend the next couple weeks looking for longs in an uptrend on that one for sure. Kiwi dollar. 1, 2, 3. Higher highs, higher lows to come. US dollar Canadian. Wow, look at that. 1, 2, 3. US dollar Swiss. Oh man, I wish I would have stayed in that trade. I was in that trade. I got out at around the 78%. That was a beautiful trade. I had 2 positions open on that too. That was an awesome trade. US dollar yen. Look at that, man. That yen is even a better one. Look at that thing go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 138% Fibonacci extension of wave A projected out the bottom of wave B. Bam. That is definitely the end of a correction. I would say there's no way around it. Gold, I think, is the end of a correction also. I have been saying this for probably about 2 or 3 weeks now that this is going to be ending a correction and that it's going to end up continuing the uptrend. You can watch one of my gold videos from about 2 weeks ago and you can see that I've been saying the same thing for pretty much this whole time. Hey Vicky, how's it going? Hopefully you're in some pretty decent trades today. Definitely a pretty nice day for us for sure. So, what do we think about it? Let me just check a couple things real quick, shall we? Yeah, we're gonna go look at those yen pairs for sure. So yeah, let's go see what the yen pairs are doing. While we wait to see if while we wait to see if these things are gonna hold, or if it's gonna be a spike reversal, or what it's gonna do. I think it's gonna hold. I mean, yeah, it might pull back, but right now it looks pretty good. Sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. So yeah, what's up with the yen pairs? The yen pairs are going down like really, really nicely. That's either a wave A or wave 1 on the euro yen for sure. Same thing with the pound yen, wave A or wave 1. The Aussie yen, I mean, I definitely see 3 waves down, but I think this right here is a wave 5. And the reason why I think that is because of correlated pairs. It could be a wave 1 or a wave A. At some point it's going to go up and make a B or a 2 and then either go down and make a C and go back up, or it's going to make a wave 3 and just keep on trending down. It's really hard to say, honestly, what it's going to do. The Aussie's been so weak, I don't know. The Kiwi, same thing. This is an A or a 1. It's going to go up for a B or a 2, and then it's going to go down for a C or a 3. If it's a C, it'll bounce off a fib level and just keep on going up. If it's a 3, it'll just keep on trending down. Canadian yen is very, look at that. We have Canadian news later on too, so we need to go look at those Canadian pairs in a minute here. This one right here still makes me think that this is a correction and that it's going to go back up again. And if that's the case, they're probably all going to end up going back up again at some point. We're just in a big correction right now, most likely. Ooh, it does have that 3-4-5 shape though, doesn't it, Ricky? 3, 4, 5. Break of structure will tell us that this wave A or wave 1 is complete. We don't have it yet, but that break of structure will tell us that the trend is over. Yeah, the pound dollar is not as nice. Yeah, not really as nice either. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, the dollar's going up pretty strong. Definitely going up pretty strong. Nice trades. Awesome. Yeah, look at that. The Aussie's moving independently. Wow, I wonder why the Aussie's moving right now. The Kiwi's moving a little bit too, but are the Aussie pairs moving for some reason? Awesome, good job, Ricky. I like it. I like to hear it. Yeah, man, the Aussie's moving right now. I don't know why the Aussie's moving now, but it definitely is. Huh. Definitely something going on with the Aussie. There's no Aussie news, is there? Yeah, there was some Aussie news earlier. Somebody was speaking. Maybe it just finally kicked in. Nice. So let's go look at these Canadian pairs because we have that Canadian news coming up next, and that's a big news event also. Canadian rate statement. That's definitely a big news event. So we gotta see if we can figure out what's up with that. Man. Kind of looks like the Canadian pairs are already going up. That looks like a long on the pound Canadian. Look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 waves down, impulsive up. That looks like a long. Yo, Canadian, that's definitely a long that it's like already over with. Aussie Canadian going up pretty strong. Kiwi Canadian, look at that. Wow. 1, 2, 3 waves down. Man, things are moving right now. It looks like the news, Canadian news, is already played into the market right now. Man, I bet oil's cranking up too, isn't it? Yeah, it's not cranking like the other ones, but it's definitely going up. Ooh, natural gas looks like it's prepared to make an end of a correction. I would be looking for a long on that one for sure. Nice. Everything's going really good. Ooh, look at the euro. Man, we are like 100% in a wave 3 right now. There's like no ways around it. We are looking for 3-way pullbacks. ABC down, go long. ABC down, go long. ABC down, go long. ABC down, go long. Very, very, very clear patterns. Look at that. Nice. I'm sure it's going to kind of settle down a little bit. I'm sure it's going to kind of pull back. I'm sure it's going to do all kinds of things, but it definitely looks like everything's in a wave 3. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that, definitely. The pound Canadian looked like a long, but that kind of almost looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of. Yeah, the pound dollar is going to probably have a resistance at the 1.3094 area. Probably something like this and be the next big pullback. But I think it's just going to be all part of a big wave 3. Nice. Gotta love the patterns. The market, who cares about the fundamentals? Because the chart, it tells us everything we need to know. Nice downtrend, probably wave 1. ABC up, probably wave 2. This is most likely a wave 3. So, like I said, I'm not much of a fundamental trader, but because the market will tell you exactly what's going to happen most of the time. No problem, buddy. I'm glad to hear, Henry, that things are going good. If you have not done so already, definitely join my free Discord channel if you're interested. And if anybody is interested in getting some more help with their trading, they want to learn more about my strategy, they want to participate in my trading course, then the link for my Patreon membership and my free Discord channel are both in the chats and in the description. 100% free to join my Discord. My Patreon that comes with the trading course is not free, but it's very, very cheap, especially when you look at what other YouTube traders are charging for their stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. Several $100s for like a membership. It's crazy. So I try to keep it cheap because I want everybody to be able to afford it. And there's no reason why most people shouldn't be able to afford it. It's not going to be like most people on YouTube that charge several $100s for a membership. So I think we did pretty good with the news today. Real good, honestly. I mean, everything's going just as planned. I was thinking it could have made a bigger correction, but it didn't even do that. It just kept on trending. All part of one big old trend. It's pulling back right now, which doesn't kind of surprise me. News pretty much always pulls back. It could even pull back a lot. That doesn't really change anything, no. Nice. Hopefully everybody's doing pretty good. It's been a really, really good week for trend traders. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Yeah, I know the feeling. I was short the US dollar Canadian, US dollar Swiss. I closed it up here with that little break of structure we had, and the fact that we were at the 78%. I figured that it was going to make a big pullback, and then I figured I'd get another chance to go short. But when you're in a wave 3, you have to realize that the pullbacks are not going to be easy to get in. They're going to be few and far between. When you're in a wave 3 is supposed to be the biggest, strongest wave of a trend, so sometimes it's very, very difficult. Yeah, nice. So yeah, trying to re-enter sometimes on pullbacks is definitely not easy because sometimes you don't get a very good pullback. US dollar Canadian does kind of look like it still could make a move up, especially with that Canadian news that we got coming out later. Yeah, Aussie and Kiwi definitely are still not really. Yeah, I mean they look good. I think they're in a wave 3, but I don't really think these are the ones I would be trying to go long on. The pound, the euro, maybe the Swiss sort, the US dollar yen sort. Those are the ones I'd be trying to trade. Gold is definitely holding. Look at that. Break of structure finally, man. And look at this right here. We had a break, the first break of structure, pullback, gave us a chance to enter. Another break of structure, pullback, gave us a chance to enter again. You could be long in this thing 3 times right now because one right here, 3 waves down, impulsive up, go long. And then break of structure, pullback, go long again. Breakup starts a pullback, go long again. If it makes another pullback up here, go long again, and just keep on building a position until you know that the move up is over on the longer time frames. Just keep on building a position. That's how you turn a good trade into a phenomenal trade, is by building a position on pullbacks. So definitely everything's looking pretty good. The euro is kind of leading the show though. Look at the move on the euro. That thing is cranking. It's stopped. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't really do much else. I mean, I don't think it's going to just keep on going up like that. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go long now. I really wouldn't be surprised if it pulled way back to here too, and then maybe like later on ended up going back up. But right now the euro is definitely strong. The pound is strong. Everything's looking pretty dang good. So, yeah. What happened to the stock market? Did the stock market end up going up? Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. All these trades happened, days ago. I mean, honestly, the entry on this one was way back here on Monday. Same thing with most of those dollar pairs. The entry was like days ago on most of these things. Man, Bitcoin looks like it wants to go down. Maybe not though. Yeah, I think it needs to go down, make a C, and then go up. Probably something like that. I still think it needs to go up. Look at that. Natural oil definitely looks to me like a wave 3. It's just like a 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5 of A or something like that going on. I do think the oil is going to go up and break this high eventually. Natural gas kind of looks like it wants to... Man, look at that. Could that be like a 1 and now we're in a 2? That's kind of a tricky little pattern. Kind of makes you think that it's going down in a bigger way. But I would trust this big ABC right here, and this looks like a trend, so it's probably going to go back up, I would say. I think the yen pairs are going to try to end a wave A today, which means they're probably going to make a move up for a wave B or possibly a wave 2. They all kind of look like they're about to do the same thing, which is go up for a B or a 2. And sometimes a B can make a new high, so it might be worth checking out on some of these. Look at this one. We're about ready to make an end of a trend. This is going up for either a wave B or a wave 2 for sure. Kiwi, same thing. I mean, it looks like a 3, 4, 5. It's at a Fibonacci level. It looks like it's going to go up and make a B or a 2. Canadian yen, same thing. Looks like it's getting ready to make a move to the upside for either that B or a wave 2. I wonder if the dollar yen will do the same. The Swiss yen, this is the one that I was thinking about going long on just because of how strong the Swiss has been, but most likely what it's going to be is either a B or a 2, so I don't know how desirable that would be. The US dollar yen, I don't know. We got a lot of dollar weakness going on now, so I don't think I would go long on this one. But it probably is going to end up making some sort of a correction and then end up going back down. So, yeah, hopefully, really, like I said, there's no point in getting in any trades now. The trades, I think that the real trades were like days ago. Really, last Friday was when the trade was during non-farm payroll. That was the real entry. And really, the only thing to do was to build a position the whole way up. Kind of the same thing on all these. Last Friday was the entry to go long on pretty much all these things and really just hold the trade. It's been making higher highs, higher lows the whole time, so there's really no exit on any of these pairs. The US dollar Canadian does look like it wants to go up. Maybe it's because of the Canadian news, but it looks like it's going to go down later on, but it does look like it wants to go up now. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go long on that thing. US dollar yen, yeah, it's definitely bouncing off that 100% Fibonacci level. That's good, Chrissy. I'm glad to hear it. Hopefully you've been doing good with your trading. I spent probably about almost 3 months working on that Google Classroom course that I made. I don't know. It's hard telling if it's going to continue up today. It might not. It might pull way back. Who knows? I know that we're in an uptrend on the longer time frames. When it comes to what's going to happen on the 1 hour, I mean, the trend is definitely up right now. I definitely would be looking for longs. I mean, it could pull back and then later on go back up. Definitely in an uptrend. Definitely looking for longs right now for sure. And I don't really think it's going to experience a whole lot of resistance until we get to this 1.3094 area. So I would definitely be looking for longs for sure on that one. So yeah, hopefully everybody's having a fairly good day. Now this is, like I said, kind of a special live stream for the CPI. Normally I don't live stream until 2:30 because I do normally have to check my charts at 2 o'clock, and I normally that's why I like to live stream at 2:30. It gives me a good half an hour to check my personal charts, check my personal trading before I do the live stream. But tomorrow we are going to be live streaming again tomorrow for the dollar news tomorrow, which is PPI dollar news. I'm going to start my live stream tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. UK time. So we're going to be live streaming tomorrow for the PPI news for the dollar. And then Friday we're going to be doing our normal live stream, which is the 2:30 UK time, which we're going to be live streaming for the dollar news on Friday too, the consumer sentiment. So we're going to be live streaming doing a lot of the news this week. I'm going to be live streaming for this news event. I'm going to be live streaming for this news event. And today we were live streaming for the CPI. Now the next big thing is definitely this Canadian news, so definitely pay attention to that. It's about an hour away, so definitely make sure you pay attention to that if you do trade Canadian pairs. I usually don't really, I do trade the Canadian yen and the dollar Canadian, but I don't really trade Canadian pairs exclusively very often. But if you do trade Canadian pairs or you're in a Canadian pair, I would definitely be watching the news later on for that, for sure. So definitely make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. It makes a huge difference to push my channel out to new members. And also, if you have not done so already, definitely join my Discord channel. It's 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. The link is in the chats and in the description. Join the group, interact with other members, post pictures of your charts, get trade ideas from other people, give other people trade ideas. It's a community of like-minded traders willing to help each other out. So definitely give that a try. 100% free to join. If you do want some extra help with your trading, then you can definitely check out my Patreon membership, which comes with the trading course, the educational information, the daily Zoom meetings, the daily meetings before London session, and then twice a week we do a 2-hour Zoom meeting. So definitely check that out if you're interested. It comes with the members forecast on all the dollar pairs and all the yen pairs. I am going to take off because I do have to, deal with my own charts, my own trading at 2 p.m. So I hope everybody has a good rest of the day, and as always, happy trading. Thanks and good luck.